Call to order the meeting of the Advisory Plan Commission for the City of Greenwood for Monday, June 22nd, 2026. Our first item on the agenda is approval of minutes from our June 8th, 2026 meeting.
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes as presented from the June 8th, 2026 meeting.
Motion by Mr. Milborn, second by Mr. Lexi. All those in favor show by raising a hand. Motion carries 7-0. Next up, are there any special requests or continuances? Looks like we have one coming to the podium.
Good evening, Mr. President, members of the Plan Commission. My name is Brian Toohey. My address is 9294 North Meridian Street. I'm here on behalf of the petitioner in case number PC 2026-035, a zone map change petition. We would respectfully ask the Plan Commission to continue this case to the July 13th meeting of the Plan Commission. We've recently received some comments from the planning staff, which we believe will give us adequate time to respond to those. And this is our first continuance. We respectfully request that you granting this continuance. Thank you.
Staff.
Staff agrees and is supportive.
Moving it to that meeting is fine. We're not going to have to adjust the agenda.
Yes, the July 13th meeting should be okay.
All right. Any other commissioners have any? Seeing none, I'll entertain a motion.
I move to continue PC 2026-035 to the July 13th meeting.
Motion by Mr. Lexi, second by Mr. Price. All those in favor show by raising a hand. Motion carries 7-0. We will see you on July 13th.
Thank you for your time.
For the audience, if you are here for docket number PC 2026-035, the zone map change PUD, you're notified that that will be heard as of right now on July 13th, 2026 at 7 p.m. in these chambers.
Did anybody speak today?
We have moved that item off of tonight's agenda. So there won't be any discussion of it tonight. I'll give you a minute if there's anyone.
Valuing our time.
Yes. Can we get 10 minutes? 5 minutes? 2 minutes? Is there a reason we're not allowed, or you don't have to answer that?
We moved it off of tonight's agenda, so there's nothing for us to do.
But you're allowed to allow us to speak, but you're not to.
No, there's no room to, because that'll require a public hearing, which requires public sworn testimony to go into that file. So since that file will not be opened and heard tonight, we can't hear anything about it. And those fall under state regulations. So
Thank you.
you're welcome. I'm going to give it just another minute to let those leave the room. Those parties want to. While people leave the room, we'll go on with the agenda. I see no findings of fact. I see no old business listed. Any old business from the floor? Seeing none. New business, docket number PC 2026-028, the Winfell primary plat. Petitioner is Tony Bagato on behalf of Arbor Homes. This will be a public hearing. All those wishing to speak for or against this item will need to be sworn in. There will be 15 minutes for those, the petitioner and all those in favor, 15 minutes for any remonstrators to speak against, followed by 5 minute rebuttal for each.
So if you are a person that intends to speak to this petition Would you please rise and have the oath administered to you now if you intend to speak?
You swear under penalties for perjury the testimony you're about to give is true to the best of your knowledge.
We can just get your name and address, or name and address for the record.
Sure, absolutely. I'm Lance McElroy. I'm with Arbor Homes, 9925 Harrison Park Court, Indianapolis, Indiana, 46216. Petitioner here on behalf of Topeka petitioner. He is attending at home. He is not feeling well tonight, so. For a brief presentation, we did submit this primary plat to City of Greenwood on April 24th. We just received comments on July the 10th from staff. We did turn around revisions to handle most, if not all, of those comments on July 16th, so less than a week away, unfortunately. Only one day before the TAC meeting. I know there's some TAC meeting notes in here. We talked about a few of those at the TAC meeting. We're really looking for an approval with no conditions. I'm not sure if staff is in line with that. We might want to talk about that. What we're essentially wanting is to have approval for in particular, the amenities that are shown on the primary plat as they are now. We have some walking paths. We have a small playground area. We just want to be committed into those amenities and nothing more as we get into construction plans.
Okay. I know did you have anything you wanted to add?
Just in case you
Okay.
had questions.
Okay.
For what we're talking about here altogether, it is 164 lots on 66 acres in between Five Points Road and Combs Road, just south of County Line Road.
Okay. You don't have anything else we can staff?
The staff moves to provide a favorable recommendation with conditions. The condition being a final outside review letter is required.
Okay. Did you have anything else you wanted to add?
No, I think the outside review letter we have responded to. I think if there's any remaining issues on that, we can work that out. We're not opposed to that condition per se. We are wanting the staff to be on board with the amenities that we have provided now.
Okay. With that, I will close the public hearing and open the floor to the commissioners.
Question for planning, he's indicated he'd like to know that you've signed off on the amenities as they presented them on the plan. Is that the case?
This is just for the primary plat.
This is correct, yes.
Okay. Whatever was submitted with the primary plat is what we are providing a recommendation for. We'll still need the secondary plat
Yes,
after.
we realize that we'll be coming back with construction plan secondary plat. We just want to avoid I'll call it an open checkbook book at our expense with the staff asking for more amenities than what we have on the primary plat currently and what we're getting approved.
So your request is that you guys don't have to follow the 40 linear feet rule with the number of plantings, and the staff recommended 25%?
No, we haven't.
Okay, that's the second one.
No.
So it's like,
This is, so just the primary plat. So I think the question is, your concern is staff is fine with what you've presented and isn't going to come back and keep asking.
We have a similar project in Greenwood. Right now, you're all familiar with Scottsdale Estates where we asked for a lot more paths than we're on the approved primary plat. And paths that are in areas that are going to back of our lots and so forth. So we're trying to lock that in now. We'll work on the Scottsdale Estates issues with additional path comments, but we are trying to have the staff on board with what we have
Okay.
shown on the primary plat now. Otherwise, it's an open checkbook.
Sure, we're just trying to understand that piece of the testimony there.
Well, Mr. McElroy, was only always the likelihood that you're going to have to do more and more detail at the secondary plating. The primary is basically to show your ingress, your egress, your utilities, how you are serving it that way. So I can see staff would be recalcitrant to make guarantees, because there may be some tweaking and changing that has to go on for things like that. So I don't know that they're willing to do that this evening.
Correct, we can't make that guarantee.
So what we have submitted on, as I was saying, what we submitted on April 24th are you saying it hasn't been reviewed to give us assurances that what we are proposing is adequate? Or are you saying that staff is not approving the primary plats or approving of amenities at the primary plat stage?
We're favorable of the primary plat as presented. However, we do reserve the right to add trail systems if our further review finds that they are insufficient.
Which would be more into the secondary plat
Correct.
stage. So basically at this stage, they're looking more higher level is the best way to put that, at ingress, egress, utilities. Secondary plat is where the technicalities like you're mentioning are in there. So they're not willing or really able to say at the primary plat.
And I get what you're saying, but at a higher level too, it's pretty easy to look at the paths that are provided and say, do these look like they make sense on where they're connecting? Are we lacking something here? Is there, that we are more than willing to always have that discussion at the primary plat stage. And we have had a discussion with the city before. We came in with the primary plat on Scottsdale Estates East. We worked extensively with the planning department on adding more paths. And when we got to the end, we had the pass that the planning department wants.
So I think what I'm hearing is they're providing a favorable recommendation to the primary plat with the condition, and that's a pretty standard one. And that would be what I think you're looking for. It's not going to be locked in because, like I said, they're not there yet. So I think as far as your concerns with a guarantee, I don't think they can provide that. And I don't believe we can commit them to that.
Okay. Is it just due to lack of time, or is it just not even a guarantee at the primary plat stage at all?
Well, we review more in depth on the secondary plat.
Primary plat is mainly ingress, egress, utilities, easements,
Setback, lot
setback, like
size.
it's very dimensional, maybe. That's the way to put it.
And I hear what you're saying there. Obviously, asphalt walking paths require common areas to be in, which we have provided. We're getting comments in Scottsdale Estates that's pushing asphalt paths toward where we have lots, and we're going to have to remove lots in order to put in paths. That sounds like a primary plat situation there.
Unfortunately, I don't have a way to commit the staff to a guarantee like that, statutorily. So, any other commissioners? Any other? You were starting.
Well, you guys just had a meeting on June 17th, right, with TRC?
Yes, we
And
did.
did you bring up these concerns about?
Yes, I did. At that time, the response was that staff had ample time to review the revisions. But I did point out that we had submitted on April 24th. We did comments for 6 weeks after that. The pass had not changed from what we submitted on April 24th. We still have the same pass. We responded to other comments that were not path related. We just don't want to get a situation later where, at someone's whimsy, we are adding a whole bunch of passing we don't have. We haven't budgeted for, we don't have the room for, and our behind lots, that we don't want behind lots, that is a customer satisfaction issue. Connecting where we don't think they should connect. We feel that that's a primary plat approval type thing.
And
Because
that's
what's to say somebody gets to come back in the third section and say, I think you need to pull that.
I don't think this is gonna get resolved this evening. I understand planning's point of view, and I understand your frustration. But
A pool,
We-
sir, would not be a public way. Okay, the statute, if you go back and look at 3674, the 700 series, the primary plat is for the layout of public ways so that they align with current roadways, for the provisions of utilities and those types of services, lot sizes. They don't get into amenities. That's not the purpose of a primary plat. So, I mean, we can't tell you any more than that, and I don't think you're going to resolve it here this evening to your satisfaction.
So even if we had several amenities shown on the primary plat, you're saying that those aren't really being approved at the primary plat stage.
I think because you put them on, that the staff said that's fine where you put them, because they're not going to conflict with saying ingress or egress or utility, because you've included those. But the details about things like that, trails and sidewalks and exact tubes are typically done at your secondary platting stage, but I don't want to speak for the staff.
Well, I'm not asking for the details on how they're constructed or anything like that. What I am asking would we good with, what we have shown as a pass, half mile pass, or we're going to come back later and say 1 mile
I
pass?
think staff's already indicated that they didn't review the amenities and that they reserve the right to make further comments.
If
I don't know.
If we were to ask for a subcontinuous, would that give the staff that time to review the amenities?
I don't know that there are,
We review,
Position
like
would
we
change.
said, we review that in depth in the secondary plat. This is just the primary plat.
widths, grades, curves, coordination of public ways, that's the purpose of the primary plat.
Sounds like you're on some deadlines to be able to go out and do things that you want to be able to get approved and do before the secondary planning process, but we're just not there yet. So, I mean, I think every one of our construction companies have to go through this process. So,
Right, we're just trying to get assurances on what we are getting approved tonight. We have land deals we have to close on. We don't want to find out that we're in the third section of a development that all of a sudden there is another ticket that was not expected. A big ticket that also then changes our home buyers' houses, our HOA dues, everything that we've got budgeted already because someone decided that they wanted a lot more pass or a different pass than what was on the approved primary plat. How do we get assurances as a developer at this stage?
I don't know that we can provide you assurances. Sorry.
I'm not being flippant, but that's kind of a risk of developing real estate, isn't it?
We're very aware of a lot of risk.
I know. I mean, somebody's got to bear the risk, and it's not fair to ask the planners to commit to something that they're not routinely proving during the course of their processes. I mean, you're trying to tie their hands, and I don't feel comfortable trying to tie planning's hands going forward.
Oh, I'm sorry, we're actually just trying to get approved what's on the primary plat and have assurances that is suitable. Details of how it's constructed, or if it has to be moved slightly because of drainage or whatever, I understand working out the secondary plat, but going and also adding double the pass that were approved at the primary plat, that's more than just working out the details of the path.
Well, to, I think, sum this up, we can entertain a motion from a commissioner, and if they want and feel that there's a commitment that they want to make regarding that, they are free to do so. I don't know that they necessarily should, but I don't want to influence the commissioner from doing that.
doesn't it seem reasonable that if we were to recommend the motion for approval, that TRC would have the opportunity to approve or to receive a letter that they need or want? It just seems reasonable to me. It's not.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, so I don't
that's a
understand.
very reasonable condition.
Absolutely.
So there are mechanisms, yes, that we can approve a primary plat. We can put conditions in that say to do these things. I don't know if they would go as far as you are wanting at this phase.
What was it, what were the conditions you were saying?
The recommended commissioner staff is the receipt of the final outside review letter. That is the condition that is recommended.
Right.
To which I don't think you have objected.
We were responding to that letter, the second day we responded to hearing with staff. I don't think we really will have any outstanding issues with outside review.
Well, it wasn't.
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion.
Go for it.
I move to approve the proposed windfall primary plat for residential subdivision submitted by Y Engineers on behalf of Arbor Homes, docket PC 2026-028, subject to the condition recommended by the Technical Review Committee that the city receive final outside review letter because the primary plat complies with the UDO subdivision standard and to direct the president to sign in the commission's behalf the notice of determination of written findings regarding the approval of the primary plat as prepared by the planning director.
Motion by Ms. Stanball, second by Mr. Milborn. All those in favor show by raising a hand. Motion carries 7-0. All right,
Thank you.
you're welcome.
Did we need to talk about the sign?
Would you like to raise the landscape waiver at this time?
Is that,
Yeah, we can, or we can bring it up under new business.
oh, I'm sorry.
Either, yeah, it's a landscape waiver. That's procedurally done.
A waiver is not a public hearing item, but if you'd like to go in and address it, it can be added to this agenda as a walk-on item.
Yeah.
What was that?
Is it supposed to be put on there?
We had added it on.
Yeah, it's a waiver not to, we're not trying to remove the amount of trees that are required. We just, we're gonna put some in the common area instead of on the streets due to so many driveways, utilities and everything up front. It's really difficult to get them all in the street. So do we need to stick around for that thing?
We can let's just knock it out. So we're going to also hear for docket PC 2026-028, a landscape waiver for the same petitioner. It's streetscaping requirements that street trees shall be planted at a rate of 1 tree per 40 linear feet of frontage. That's the requirement. Due to driveways and utilities, they are wanting to get the waiver. So I'll let you, if there's,
Sure. The waiver would just be to move a few of those street trees into the common areas. We have a common area that has a park and a path going through it. That would be great to put some of those trees in instead. Due to the complexity of the layout with the driveways, especially if we have a lot of lots on here designated for 3-car driveways, which are a little bit wider, with utilities trying to maintain separation. It's very difficult to get them all up on the street. So not asking for reduction in the number, just place location.
anybody have any questions or?
I would like to hear from staff, I guess.
Yes, so staff recommends approval of the relocation of up to 25% of street trees where driveways or utilities interfere with planting to common areas and along trails as depicted in the proposed landscape plan, with one recommended condition being that the landscape plan substantially conforms to the primary plat.
Mr. President, I move that the request of We Engineers on behalf of Arbor Homes for a waiver of the requirements of the Unified Development Ordinance, Greenwood Municipal Code Section 10-03-06, landscaping and buffering H, that specifies the planting of 1 tree per 40 linear foot of frontage on center to allow relocation of approximately 25% of the required street trees to common areas and buffer yards around the subject project due to road, driveway, and utility location conflicts be approved with the condition that the landscape plan substantially conforms to the primary plat, and that the planning commission find that Arbor Homes has met the criteria set forth by Greenwood Municipal Code Section 10-04-03K for the waiver for the reasons set forth in this request for the waiver and as presented.
Motion by Mr. Lexi, second by Mr. Price to approve. All those in favor show by raising a hand. Motion carries 7-0. So waiver is approved.
Great, thanks for inserting that, and thanks for working on that. Thank you.
Next up is going to be docket number PC 2026-030 Sunset Grove Primary Plat. Petitioner is Donna Smithers on behalf of Ryan Homes. This is a primary plat located directly west of 825 East Worsville Road. This is also a public hearing. If you are here to speak in favor or against this petition, please stand and be sworn in at this time.
Swear under penalty of perjury the testimony you're about to give is true to the best of your knowledge. I do. Thank you.
And your name and address for the record.
Good evening. Donna Smithers with North Point Engineering, 6125 Southeast Street, Indianapolis, 46227. And as you stated, thank you. This is for primary plat approval of Sunset Grove, 102 lots on approximately 30 acres. They're south of Worsville Road, bounded to the west by the railroad tracks, and then we have the subdivision to the east of us, which is Briarstone. So we've been through the tech review. We've addressed all of our comments from review from Commonwealth and from the city. Those have all been sent back, and we understand that this would be a conditional approval based on those final approvals from Commonwealth and the city on those reviews. So other than that, if I could address any comments or questions that you have, thank you.
Thank you. All right, we'll hear from staff.
Staff is providing a favorable recommendation with the condition that the final outside review letter is issued.
All right. And with that, I will close the public hearing and open it to commissioners. If there's no comments, we'll entertain a motion.
Mr. President, I move to approve the proposed Sunset Grove primary plat for residential subdivision submitted by North Point Engineering and Surveying Inc. on behalf of NVR Inc. DBA Ryan Homes PC 2026-030, subject to the condition recommended by the TRC that the city receive final outside review letter because the primary plat complies with the UDO subdivision standards and direct the president to sign on the commission's behalf the notice of determination and written findings regarding the approval of the primary plats prepared by the planning director.
Motion by Ms. Stambaugh. Second by Ms. Williams. All those in favor show by raising a hand. Motion carries 7-0.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good evening.
You too. Any new business from the floor?
John Cunningham with J. Allen Associates, 1146 North Emerson Avenue, Suite 103. I am back tonight on the Schwartz Farm, which I was before you in, it was the February 9th meeting. You guys graciously unanimously approved that. It was denied at the council the following month. We have made what is deemed by staff to be a significant change to that and are requesting the waiver of 1-year moratorium before it will get resubmitted. We'll come back to the process started. Yes, but before we can file, we need your approval to do so.
Okay.
Well, it's, if you have made significant changes to it, you would not require the waiver. The moratorium is for 1 year for the same petition. So if it's actually a different petition that you have changed, then the 1-year moratorium would not apply, and you would be free to file a petition again, to repetition. So that is only if you actually have the same proposal. If you're trying to bring it up before.
This hasn't happened often.
Right,
They were-
yeah.
So,
That is what the
It was
statute says,
recommended
we
that I
have
just come
adopted
and
that rule,
tell
and
you
we've
we
always
did.
interpreted it that way, so you would not need a waiver to file again.
perfect.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay.
Announcements. We'll turn it to our staff.
Yeah, so last Monday on the 15th, we had our first speaker for the Greenwood Grove Speaker Series. We have an upcoming updates to our Unified Development Ordinance. And ahead of that, we're looking to do some informing and educational speaking events. Kind of just let people know what they're to expect ahead of the voting on that, so that they know what they're looking at. So next July 20th, actually on Monday at 7 p.m., we will have our second of 4 speakers. Andrea Miller, she is a senior planner from the Indianapolis Metropolitan Planning Organization, and she is going to be presenting on the maximizing value of land study, which was a partnered up case study between the IPO and Greenwood, and we're excited to see her present her findings.
And then the second announcement is Opticos Design will be presenting the first draft of the proposed hybrid unified development ordinance next Monday, June 29th, right here from 6 to 8 p.m.
And that, it was on our calendars as the training session, so that's what that'll count. So with that, any other announcements?
I will not be here.
Next one.
July 13th?
All right. With that, one final motion. So moved.